the bow that is part of the pattern, and I think it turned out really, really fun. So I'm going to step you through, and I'm going to show you. This is the bow that comes. So we cut this actually 4 inches by the width of the fabric.
Okay.
Okay. But for time's sake, we're just going to do a smaller version. So what we're going to do at first is we're going to take and we're going to put right sides together, and I just pressed this with the iron. So here's our fabric. I cut it at 4. I think I actually cut this one bigger than what the pattern said because it's 5 inches. So I cut this 5 inches instead of 4 because I wanted to make it look just a tad bigger. So I put my right sides together and just made it a little press. I'm going to have you, Allison, just sew 1/4 inch to the middle, leave a gap, and then you're going to sew here and then go off to the end.
Are we turning on the gap? Are we turning it inside out?
Yes, we are going to turn it inside.
So it's really important that we backstitch on that
Yes, so
gap.
I was just going to say that you need to backstitch when you get here, because then that will hold it tight. I mean, it will be okay, but it still is really helpful if you backstitch.
Okay, well, we're sewing on the Stellar 2 today, the Brother Stellar 2. So we're going to use the sewing, but I'm going to I want a perfect 1/4 inch, so I'm going to choose Q and my Q2. And I actually like to put my little guide beam on there. So all these fancy things on the sewing machine, but it gives me a perfect 1/4 inch. So what I'm going to do, and you know, you don't necessarily have to be right smack in the middle, so I'm just going to eyeball this. So I'm going to come down.
Well, it's nice when you use that because you can use your presser foot as a guide as well.
Right. Okay, so I want to just backstitch a little bit. I'm doing just a little tiny backstitch on there. I'm not going too crazy with it, but that just holds my seam. So I don't, have you ever turned something and you start ripping out your seam and you're like, oh,
yeah, there's never, yeah. All right, so now on this one, I actually did
like a
V,
fork and tongue.
Yes, exactly.
A snake tongue.
Yes, but this
Let's
one.
call it that.
Yeah, and then the one on our sample, we have it going this direction.
Okay.
So you can decide if you even want it straight across, you can do it straight across. So I'm going to I'm just going to measure that and mark it. I'm just going to mark my diagonal on both sides. And so then I'm going to make sure that I do them the same direction. And I'm using my seam. Now when I did this other one right here, I actually folded it in half to find my middle, and then I just used my thing. That's how I did the forked tongue, is that, or whatever.
Yeah.
What is the term for that?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Let's call it notched bow. That's
notched bow.
That's so much nicer than the snake tongue.
Yes.
That sounds a little dangerous.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to have Allison sew 1/4 inch past that.
I'm going to go on the outside of there.
So then all we'll need to do is we will trim that.
Now, if you trimmed it wrong, no big deal. Just do another 1/4 inch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So then once on this particular one, I just want to give you a little hint that there's a lot of bulk right here if you do it this way. So I trim it really, really good. When I'm on the end, I will just kind of take on the edge of the seam. I'll kind of do a little smiley. So I cut a little bit more, so it gets rid of some of that bulk. So you kind of see how I did that? And that way, when returning it, you're not fighting the seams, and it works out really well. So now our fun thing is we're going to turn it right side out. So we're going to use our
favorite tool,
and it's really funny. I get it started with my fingers, and then I'm just going to poke it with
the R&K
turning tool. Then you'll take it to your iron, and you will press it, poke your ends out, and then I just make sure the opening is 1/4 inch. I'll press it really good, and then I will just take it to my machine and use 1/8 inch all the way around, so then our bow will look like this, okay? So I top stitched around the whole thing. so then it looks really fun. You can
Okay.
match the thread, or
Yeah.
you can try something different. You could even do a fun decorative stitch on this as well.
Yeah, a
which I think it
serpentine stitch would be
really,
really
really
pretty.
fun. So you
Yep.
can kind of play with that, but I gave a little bit of texture, and that's it. So then all you have to do is use your favorite method to tie a fun bow. In fact, I get myself really involved in this because I push it up against the.
This is a full body experience for Jacki.
It is, because I want to make sure that these are all together, and there you have it.
Right.
You've got your bow ready to put on your project.